Revenue sharing. What is revenue sharing? The most exciting thing to ever hit real estate. Companies, even if they had a heart to do it, couldn't because they were too busy paying for all their overhead. My old office had 28 employees. It had multiple copiers all over the business. They break down. You have to have a copier service contract. And then we had coffee. You run out of coffee, the agent's cool with that? No, we need more coffee, And so we had a coffee contract. I can't even tell you the amount of overhead, okay? And so check this out. Because we don't have it, we're able to share revenues back to you. I'll give you an example. I was at RE/MAX for 10 years, referred 100 people, 12 years, referred over 100 people. I mean, when you're doing well, people are like, yeah, can I get my license? Can I sell a home and make $5,000, $10,000 a house? I'm like, you bet you can. And so guess what I did? I started telling people about RE/MAX. In that 12-year period, I was given three $10 Starbucks cards. I got $30 worth of free coffee. Some people I referred were selling 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year. One of them sold over 300. I got $30 worth of free coffee. All those people I referred, many of them who sold 20, 30, 40, 50 homes a year, that means RE/MAX got paid 20, 30, 40, 50 times a year, every year, from me referring that agent, year after year after year. Some of those people, I didn't even get a $10 Starbucks card. Are you with me? The one who sold over 320 homes in 1 year, 2004, my neighbor, Mike Pushek, look him up. RE/MAX got paid 320 times that year. I didn't even get a Starbucks card. The value is in referring the agent. It's like you get a listing, then you get 320 more listings. You get a listing, then you get 30 more listings. That's why people build real estate companies. It's incredibly good. You could be a super high paid salesman. That's what I was. That's what you are. If you're not doing this, you're a salesperson. Watch it. Stop selling homes. Watch what happens. You'll stop getting paid. So watch this. If you refer one person to EXP, that top line, tier 1, you get $2,800. EXP takes a $16,000 cap. That's our cap. It's $16,000 a year. What'd you pay your broker last year? People add up. Had a guy added up. He paid his broker $120,000 last year. Wow. Yeah, save over $100,000 a year. Now, most people pay their broker $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. So, but still, I mean, if you're paying your broker $40,000 and now it's only $16,000, do the math, that is a $24,000 savings. If I gave you $24,000 to do some marketing to a particular farm where prices were, say, $600 to $1 million, and then you sell maybe another 10 of those and create another $200,000, $300,000 in revenue, would that help you? And currently you're giving it to your broker and they keep it. I call it keep it all real estate. Your broker keeps it and they have to pay for their overhead. Even if they wanted to give it to you, they could not. So here at EXP, we bring in 16 and we have none of the overheads I've mentioned. Other than we do have staff in the cloud. The cloud, there's no lease on the cloud. We own the cloud. We don't have to heat and cool the cloud. We don't have to janitorial service in the cloud. We don't have to provide coffee in the cloud. I digress. But if you refer one person, EXP pays you $2,800 of the 16th. They peel off bite-sized rewards, 28, 32, 2. And the more people you tell, to get to tier 2, you have to refer 5 people on the right-hand column. To get to tier 3, refer 10. And it grows in increments of 5 all the way to tier 6 where you've referred 25. It's called compensation for contribution. If you contribute 25 agents to your company, what will your company pay you? I've gotten a free lunch, a breakfast, kind of thing. Usually nothing. Hey, thanks for sending Jody Bush. She's awesome. We love her here at Century 21. She's awesome. Man, I think she's going to sell 50 homes this year. We are so excited. I'll bet you are. I'll bet you are, right? Woo, that's awesome. And Jody's my friend. I'm happy for her. I never thought about that. Maybe I should be compensated for that. EXP is going to compensate you. Had someone ask me, well, can I do more than one? What if I told 10? What if I told 20? By the way, this 7-tier system was copied from Keller Williams. It's not copyrighted. They've been doing it for 25 years. They don't share revenue. They share profit. Because they can't share the revenue. It would bankrupt the company. They have massive overhead. They cannot share the revenues, but they can share profit. How much, if an office doesn't make a profit, how much do they share to their agents? Nothing. It's a brilliant system. If we have a little bit of profit, we'll share a little bit. If we have a lot of profit, we'll share more. And it's cool. After 8 years, I made $700 a month in profit sharing. Made my car payment. Thank you, Keller. I was glad. It was better than RE/MAX, right? I'm not putting RE/MAX down if you're here with RE/MAX. But here's the deal. That wasn't going to change my life. It wasn't going to help me retire with dignity, $700 a month, all right? So watch this. He goes, well, what can I tell, say 10? Yeah. He goes, so I get $2,800 a person times 10? I go, yeah, that's $28,000. He goes, wow. And I go, now, he goes, I'm going to do this. I said, well, that's not the best part. If those 10 stay next year and recreate the revenue next year, they pay you again. He goes, really? So I get 28 times, I get $56,000 for referring 10 agents? Yes, but that's not the best part. If they stay the third year, they pay you again. He's like, what? I go, yeah, it's revenue sharing. He's, when does it stop? I said, never. It's written into our charter. I have friends who got to EXP 10 years ago. They sponsored people. They became their sponsor. And guess what? They still get paid 10 years later because those agents are still here. They still get their revenue share a decade later. I've been here for over 3 years. I referred 40. By the way, if you refer 40 or more agents, it unlocks all 7 tiers, okay? And I get paid today a tremendous income from what I did 3 years ago. By the way, 3 years ago, I listed 60 homes personally. I had 6 listing specialists on my team. They listed homes. How much do I get paid today for the 60 homes I listed and sold 3 years ago? Nothing. It's been that way for 23 years. What do I get paid today for the 40 agents I referred to EXP for a better future? To be able to retire with dignity or at least have a shot at it? A tremendous income, like beyond my wildest dreams. And we'll get into a little bit of that. So so if they stay for a decade, all 10, I get $28,000 a year for 10 years. That's like a $280,000. You go, yeah, like $250,000. We're telling 10? Yes, that's how it works. But we have a 5-year plan. Every agent they tell, you get $3,200. You actually get paid more to help them tell somebody. EXP pays you more if you'll take your eyes off yourself and help somebody else. Interesting. And then everyone they tell, 2, 12. This is how Keller Williams has operated for 25 years. They do profit sharing for 7 generations. It's a beautiful model. And so we copied it, but we do revenue sharing. So let me give you a 5-year example. Let's say this year you tell 10 people. I did, I think, 12 in the first 6 weeks, right, James? And but let's say it takes you all year. And let's say in the next 5 years, this is just an example, you help each of those 10 that you told, tell 10. So if you take it over 5 years, that's 1 person every 6 months, 2 a year, times 5, all 10 will have told 10 at the end of 5 years. Do we agree? Now again, this is an example. I told 12 in 6 weeks, and 10 of those 12 all told 10 in the first 6 months. So the example I'm showing you here, I did in 6 months. It does not have to take 5 years. But it may take you 7 or 10 years. It may take you 3. I don't know, right? It's up to you. But if you tell 10, you get $2,800 an agent. If they're capping, that's $28,000. And then if you help them tell 10, 10 times 10 is 100 agents. By the way, I told 55 about my old company and I had hundreds in what's called my profit sharing tree. Hundreds. After 8 years, hundreds. Well, here, in 6 months, I told 10, help them all tell 10. I had 110 agents. But if you have 100 on tier 2 pays you $3,200 an agent. So if you have 100 times 32, that's 320 plus your 28, that's $348,000 a year. At this point, I'm like, you're kidding me. Are you serious? I mean, is outside of real estate commissions, outside of whatever it is you're already doing. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And one of the things I did is I'm good at about following a schedule. James, every Friday from 2 to 5, well, he was helpful because at 2:15, if I wasn't there calling agents, I would call I didn't call 50 agents or 30 agents. I would call 3 to 5 people I knew. Been doing it 23 years. I have relationship capital. I treated people right. I had people who liked me. I called the people who liked me who had good energy. Most people like me, right? And so most people like you. And I called those with good energy. I called 3 to 5 every week. And I probably talked to 2 or 3 throughout the week. But I was purposeful and intentional on Fridays. It was the expansion Friday. And every month, I think I probably talked to about 7 a week, maybe 30 a month, right? And every month, 3 or 4 switched companies. It wasn't like they all switched. Many of them said, well, we'll see how it goes for you. I'm not sure it'll work. We'll see. Timing's bad. I just left Remax and went to Coldwell Banker. I just left Coldwell Banker and went to Century 21. I just, wherever they go. But maybe in a year, I'll see how it goes. But 40 of them said I'm in. That's all I did. That's all I did. And the difference was profound. I think this will work. Now, you notice this was 10. I did 40. So instead of getting 348, I got a lot more. You do the math, okay? Now watch this. As it grows over the years, 8 months later, I got to 40. I'd unlocked tier 7. I had 10 capping agents on tier 7. A capping agent is someone who pays in $16,000 the company. In Sacramento, it means you sell 8 to 10 homes in Sacramento. In San Francisco, San Jose, 2. LA, 3. But here's the deal. I had 10 here. 10 agents at 4,000 agents is 40,000 a year. I unlocked 40,000 a year of income because I referred 40 plus agents. Pretty cool. Today, on level tier 2, I think we have about 280 agents?
About 325.
About 325. How about tier 3?
We have 690.
690 in tier 4?
1430.
James is my CO, Chief Operating Officer. He does them 1,400. Then we have like 1,300 in tier 7. How many agents do we have on tier 7?
We just went over 1260.
1,200 agents on this tier alone. Now let's just say 500 of them cap. They sell 8 to 10 homes a year on average. Usually we'll do it around America. And 500 cap, what's 100 times $4,000? 400,000. If you have 500 of those, that's $2 million. But not everybody's going to cap. I want to cover this. What's it take to cap? Typically 8 to 10 sales. Do we know agents who sell 4? Yes, that'd be a half a cap, 4 or 5. That'd be half a cap. So you get half. You get 1,400, you get 1,600, you get 1,000. Half a cap, half the payout. They don't have to cap to get paid. Every month on the 22nd, we revenue share from the following month's closings. So January 22nd is next week for me. I'm going to get paid revenue share from closings in December, okay? Which is more than I used to make in an entire year. It's pretty awesome. Now here's the cool thing. This grows and grows and grows as the years go by. It is amazing. One thing that I am beyond excited about is the new 50-50 initiative that our founder, Glenn Sanford, put in place. He committed to giving us half of all the revenues of EXP forever. So in other words, if 100 million comes into the company, 50 million goes out to the agents of revenue share. Not profit share, it's 50 million. $250 million, 125 million. $500 million, 250 million. $250 million back to the agents who helped build the company. It's one team, one dream. It's one big fire. We own it with our owner. I did not own RE/MAX with Dave Liniger. Even though I was the star agent in California selling hundreds of homes every year. I didn't own Keller Williams with Gary Keller. He's a great man. They're a great company. I left the company I love because I didn't want to be a renter anymore. If you don't own Coldwell Banker, you're just renting a desk, your little office. You know, they give me one for free. Of course, they'll make you as comfortable as you can in that little spot. Don't leave because you're making them a fortune. And so the 50-50 initiative is amazing. So here's how it works. If the company gets, say, 55% of the revenues and the agents only get 45%, that means the company got an extra 5%. So they're going to take 5% extra and add it to all these. In other words, it's possible to get more than 2,800 for telling someone you could get 3,200. It's possible to get more than 3,200. You could get 4,000. He's going to add it back to you. He's only going to keep 50. But it can work the other way. If we're at 45%, the company's at 45%, we get 55% of the revenues, we give back 5% to balance this number to a 50-50. Now here's the cool part. EXP is bringing on ancillary services like moving services. You ever refer a mover? How about a pest company, Terminix Clark's? How about satellite or security? How about a home warranty? How about all the other companies that we refer all the time? Well, guess what? Now we're going to order from individual companies. There's 26,000 of us. There'll be 100,000. It's going to spin off profit. Now, the way I used to tell this is it'll make EXP highly profitable. They're going to make all that money, which will cause the stock to go up or down. Profitable companies, typically the stock goes north, right? So we're going to benefit indirectly by using these ancillary services that we all spin off, right? We always do title, mortgage, escrow, all this stuff. Now they're going to go, oh my gosh, we made $40 million in profits from ancillary services. We're going to give $20 million back to the agents. We made $100 million in ancillary. You get 100,000 agents, you can make $100 million in ancillary services. We have $50 million back to the agents, and they're going to add it to this side of the equation. I'm telling you, I could not be more excited about this. You're actually going to get to the point, I believe, where all of our agents are making far more than what you see on this board. That's the power of this 50-50 initiative. I could not be more excited.